Ross Coulthart just dropped his most recent episode of Reality Check on News Nation. It'll be linked down below. Go check it out, you guys. But I just wanted to show you guys a clip of this. And this is just a clip. I wanted to show this to you because we just made an episode a couple days ago about Colonel Karl Nell. And he talks about his military record. He has a very impressive record, right? So when you talk about these claims that he made about UFOs, they exist, we've been dealing with them for an X amount of time, you know, the United States government, you have to take these claims serious because he's not just this regular Joe Schmo off the streets, right? Then you have Tim Gallaudet, another guy that was in the military, very impressive record. He has validated Carl's statements on this particular topic. So that right there to me speaks, it just speaks loudly, right? These are two very credible people talking about this particular topic. You have to listen when there's these types of people saying this kind of stuff. Now I'm going to play the video for you. Ross Coulthart is going to talk about the military record. He's also going to talk about Tom DeLonge and United States military officials speaking to him, Tom DeLonge, about what's going on in the military as well. And this is verifiable proof this did happen.
Back decades. And establishment science, as well as the mainstream media and social media, have really no idea just how much they're being manipulated. 10 days ago, as many of you would know, Colonel Karl Nell, whose bio is formidable, ex-US Army Space Command, ex-Northrop Grumman, ex-Lockheed Martin, ex-Bell Labs, ex-multiple three-letter agencies, ex-deputy CTO for a $2 billion company, a former Reserve Army Brigade commander, a former senior advisor to the Vice Chief of the Army, a Deputy Chief of Staff to Combatant Command, the guy who advised Army Futures Command on the reorganisation of the Army Reserves, the biggest change since the 1970s. Formerly also with the Pentagon's UAP task force. He told a UAP investor crowd at the SALT conference, quote, "Non-human intelligence exists. Non-human intelligence has been interacting with humanity. This interaction is not new and it's been ongoing. There are unelected people in the government that are well aware of that." And then he was asked by Alex Clokas, "How confident are you that this is true?" And quick as a flash, he was ready for that question. He said, "There is zero doubt." And his comments that were then backed by a retired US Navy Rear Admiral, Tim Gallaudet. And he said, quote, "I know he's correct with complete certainty. Why has society not taken this world-changing reality seriously? Partly because of a deliberate and systematic disinformation campaign by the US government, which has perpetuated the stigma associated with UAP. Like Karl Nell, I'm privileged to know both men, Tim Gallaudet is an exemplary former US military officer and public servant. He commanded the US Navy's Special Warfare Center. He was the superintendent of the US Naval Observatory. He served on the staff of the Chief of Naval Operations and eventually became the oceanographer for the Navy. In civilian life, he's been the acting Undersecretary of Commerce for the Oceans and Atmosphere and acting administrator of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. Neither of these two well-respected individuals with many years of distinguished public service in our military are the kind of folk who recklessly propound conspiracy theories. So I think I'm in good company. And as they have done, I believe also that there is a non-human intelligence that's been engaging with this planet for a very long time. Implausible as it may seem, to many, on the evidence that I've been shown by first-hand witnesses, I've been independently apprised of sufficient evidence to reach the conclusion that there is, as confronting as I find myself saying this, there is a very high likelihood that the United States and other nations, particularly China and Russia, have recovered NHI technology, non-human technology, including craft and biologics. Yes, aliens. And there is an ongoing secret Cold War to harness reverse-engineered scientific advancements from that technology. Big call, but what Karl says, what Tim says, I totally agree with it. And of course, the inevitable response from the critics, and it's understandable and quite reasonable to ask this question, is where's the evidence? On its face, asking for the public airing of evidence to back such an assertion about a secret UAP retrieval and reverse engineering program sounds perfectly reasonable, just as the scientific method demands empirical evidence to prove any hypothesis. We all want to see the data to back these extraordinary claims. We all want to know every bit of detail about this alleged secret program. Why is it secret? Who oversees it? Who knows about it? Does the president know? What crimes, if any, are being done in America's name without Congress being properly informed? Are there agreements? Is the Admiral Tom Wilson memo authentic? Did the boss of Lockheed Martin Skunk Works and two top Pentagon generals really tell Tom DeLonge, the rock star, it was the Cold War and we found a life form? I find that an incredible story. And the amazing thing is that whole saga is revealed in a WikiLeaks leak. Emails from a White House staffer recording the fact that senior Pentagon generals were having a conversation with a rock star prior to the Trump-Clinton election campaign discussing the possibility of disclosure. That's irrefutable evidence that requires investigation. And that's all I'm saying I feel as a journalist I'm obliged to do, to investigate it. If this is all true, it's indubitably a very cleverly kept secret. And as the gatekeepers well know, so much of that evidence, that data, is locked up in highly classified programs. Most of the people overseeing those programs, I know, have no idea what's behind it.
What did you guys think about that? What Ross Coulthart said? These guys need to be listened to. You need to listen. If you guys are watching this episode, you don't know who Karl Nell is and Tim Gallaudet, you guys need to listen, because these are people that are not just your regular people, which we discussed in the intro of the video. So I advise everybody, do some research, find out who these people are, do some research as far as what they have said and what their claims are, and I think we need to take it serious. This is huge, in my opinion, and we have Ross Coulthart here validating it as well. You take that for what it is. And you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Down below, let me know what you guys think. United States officials speaking to Tom DeLonge was an interesting one. And like I said in the intro, that is verifiable proof that did happen. Why did that happen? Why did they speak to him? They wouldn't have spoken to him about that particular topic if there wasn't a topic to speak about. So that right there to me speaks loudly. Karl Nell, what do you guys think about, if you guys know the statements that he made and the claims that he's made, what do you think about that? If you don't know the claims that he made, go a couple videos back on my channel. I made a video and he talks about his claims. What do you think about that? Do you think these are credible sources? All that information is out there. You guys keep the topic going down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, you guys.